Hi folks, Nathan Robb here, and today we're out here at a beautiful car show on a gorgeous day. We're here with Jim, and we stumbled upon this gem sitting here. So Jim, tell us what we have back here.
Well, we have a 56 Nash Ambassador Super. One of the cars that are coming to the end. It's an original car, pretty much repainted, but drivetrain is all original with an overhead valve 6.
So that's all original.
That's all original.
Man, you know, just seeing a car like this is rare.
Yeah, there are very few.
I mean, I'm not sure I've ever seen one in person.
A lot of them rusted from the bottom up, and they're just pretty much unrepairable once they get rusted.
Okay,
they're unit body.
All right, so there are some really interesting features on this car, but I'll start. I love the airplane reference.
Yes, that's
with a large hood ornament.
Yeah, that's a unique item, and it was an option also. You didn't have to have that.
Okay.
And luckily this car had it, and I like the shape. It's getting into the rocket age at that time, you know.
I love it. Yeah. Then your grill, the front grill. I mean, it almost looks like it's just a separate. Looks like you just grab it and pull it right out.
Yes.
I mean, it's a standalone almost.
Yes, it's one piece.
But you've got the nice
trim around the outside. Yeah. Yes. And the headlights were built into the grill instead of out on the
side
on the fenders. So.
And then I noticed, you know, you got your indicators right here, but then they didn't put any light there, but they certainly chromed it out.
Yes, they did. They filled the whole area up with that trim just to make it look a little bit more unique, I guess, or fancy.
Now, yeah, well, it looks great.
You know, yeah.
Going up the hood, you got what looks to be like some sort of air vent up there.
Right.
What was that?
That's for your weather. It's called weather eye conditioning. And it's used for your air vent, and you get a very good air coming through there when you're driving if you want it to stay cool.
Okay, it's just natural air when you vent it through the car.
Yep, that's the way they vented it. Instead of a lot of cars were vented through the front, through the grill and stuff.
Okay.
And this one, it's a really nice setup the way they had that.
Now you could have gotten this with air conditioning.
You could have got air conditioning also.
Okay, and this particular one did not.
This one doesn't have it. No.
Right.
No.
Okay,
and it was a pretty rare option.
And you haven't added anything to the car that wouldn't have been an option at the factory.
No.
That you couldn't have ordered it with.
This is everything that you could get.
Okay.
It's all original.
Now, can we take a look at the engine?
Okay, this engine is quite unique. There's no exhaust manifold. All there is a pipe that goes around the side with U-clamps, and that's bolts to the motor. There's no exhaust intake manifold either, also.
Really?
So all it is a head and a side draft carburetor that they used. And it's definitely a different style of motor.
Hey, well, at least you could get to all the spark plugs easily.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's pretty easy. The spark plugs are quite easy to get at.
So how much work did you have to do on the motor?
I did not do anything.
Really?
I had to rebuild the starter and a fuel pump.
Yeah. And
plugs, plug wires, points.
Battery, and that's it.
That's been running that way for 20 years now.
Because you didn't buy this in this condition.
No, it needed tune-up, that type of stuff.
Right.
I finally did redo the radiator.
Okay.
Otherwise, everything else is still going
the
way it should.
Well, I think you're selling yourself short. I think that looks pretty sharp considering the year. And whoever did because you've done some of the work yourself.
Yes, all the mechanical stuff, anything that needs to be done, brakes, anything under the hood. If I have to rebuild a motor, I will.
Okay.
I do all the brakes, tranny, anything like that. That's all done by myself.
And when you had it repainted, then you took apart all the body panels,
right,
and sent them out.
Oh yeah, I tear everything off myself.
So are you a mechanic by trade?
No, I'm not. But I've been doing it ever since I had my first car. So,
speaking of which, someday we hope we get to get that car on film too. I was noticing that on the hubcaps that from a distance they look like a Cadillac emblem. I mean, there's a similarity between that and the current Cadillac one.
Yeah, their emblem was very close, and if you're not really looking, you're not going to see the Nash name in it, and people do think it's a Cadillac. because of the Continental kit and stuff on the car.
I bet at first glance.
People have asked me that. What kind of Cadillac is this?
Well, it's not.
Yeah.
Now, tell us about the side emblem here.
That's a Farina, which was the company in Italy that helped design this type of car. And being that they helped design it, they did put their emblem and their name on the car.
Wow. The door handles are interesting.
Yes.
I mean, they're completely enclosed, and then you would reach underneath.
Yes, and there's just a little tab on them, and it opens the door. There's a little tab inside. It's a very easily, you can take them off real simple. There's 2 screws, and there's nothing to it. It was a very nice design handle.
I'm assuming you had to redo at least some of the chrome?
Yes, some of the chrome has the side chrome and the tail light. The bumpers were rad. The handles are still original. Some pitting, but
they look really good.
Otherwise,
now, yeah. That brings us to this question, because I've never seen a screen cover on a window, so
that was an option.
That was actually an option?
Yes, it was. It was an option for the Nash, because you could fold down the seats, and also if you were, any place where there was bugs or insects, you could just put the screens on, and it kept you cool at night.
And you actually have another screen, which isn't on the car right now, but you have...
It's a pair.
Man, yeah. So being that you're talking about the interior, being in the interior, this is, I think, the only one I've seen where the seats fold back completely, and you can actually put an air mattress in here.
To open this?
Oh, please.
Yes. So they're both open, or they're both seats fold down. There's a lever on either side.
Yep. And then you had in the back here, this yellow canister. Tell us what that is.
That is the air mattress for the car. So if you wanted to sleep more comfortable, on the end you can see there's a valve.
Yep. So
the air mattress is in the cylinder right now. So you take the air mattress out, you screw it onto that cylinder, and that's the pump. That'll pump up.
You got a lot of air volume there with that pump. Wow.
That was an
so designed to actually sleep in overnight.
It was designed for that. Yes.
Man. And that is an original. I mean, that is Nash product. Now, next to that in the bag, what was that?
That was the screens.
That's the screens, okay.
The original bag and everything that they came in.
And then the cardboard box is what
that's the original box
tube came in.
For the tube, yes.
Okay. Now, this car did not come with air conditioning, as you said, but you did install sort of a modern version of the swamp cooler.
That's right. It's a late 50s, early 50s, mainly late 50s. Swamp cooler, they called them, where you put the ice in the back, and then you plug it into the cigarette lighter, and you flip the switch, and you got your cool air blowing off of the ice.
So is this like a vintage remake that you can order brand new, or this was actually made back in those days? In case you didn't order air conditioning, you could get one of these.
That was made back in the day. There was companies that made them and sold them. And there's also on the side there, you see that cone-shaped thing.
Yeah.
That's for you opening your pop bottle or beer bottle.
You just got to love it. Okay, now the other thing that's really unique about this is a centrally mounted dashboard.
Yes.
I mean, we see that on some modern, mostly electric or hybrid cars, but not. I mean, this is unusual. You got your speedometer, AM radio, and then a clock. But is it difficult to see any of that?
Well, it is awkward, when you're looking at the speedometer. If you're not sitting quite right in the seat, you don't quite see the gauges. You're always looking off to the side to check your gauges and stuff, because everything is right in the center of the.
Man, so right below that you've got a fan. Is that a fan switch?
Yep, the heater fan, and it adjusts your temperature also.
Both. Okay.
So the switch is right on the lever. So it actually is on a swivel, and that switch moves with the lever.
That had to be fun to engineer.
It is. It's an odd setup there, that's for sure.
Now, the door cards themselves, is this original or redone?
The cardboard or the backboard is replaced.
Okay.
But this material is all original.
Really?
I had a friend of mine redo that to make them look a lot nicer. So, but that's the original vinyl. It's very, very tough material.
It's got to be original. And all 4 door cards look
Yeah.
the same, and they all just look brand new. Now, for those of you that are confused by all the levers on the door, you want to run us through those?
Okay, yes, we have the corner window that actually has a crank out instead of
Being a manual
just
push.
manual
Yep.
push. And then also
And
the
then-
window crank and then the
door
handle. Yeah.
Wow. That is just neat. Now, in the back, you have the back door. You got on the top is your door handle.
Yes.
Then you got your window crank and to the right and down a little bit, and then to the far, like right below the door lever,
is the ashtray.
that's the ashtray.
Yeah.
Well, you would certainly want all 4 people in the car to be able to smoke. So
Yeah.
you'd have to have this something there for
That's
them.
even like in the front. It's 2 separate ashtrays, one on each side of the glove box.
That's right, and the glove box is located right below the fan switch,
Yes,
which is
yep.
another unique thing. Putting
It's
that in the
a
center.
pull-out drawer too. It's not a flip down.
it's a pull-out.
It's a pull-out drawer.
Wow. Man, oh man. Now, let's come to the back here for a minute. You have a Continental kit on here
Yes.
that you put on, but that was an option
That's
from
an
Nash.
option also.
Okay.
That's an original Continental kit.
Now, let's talk about these taillights for a minute, because these stand out like they just stand out. So it kind of looks like a tail fin gone sideways at the top.
Well, cars were coming out with fins at the time, and I guess you could say these were the Nash fins, because the last year also had the same style of taillight.
Okay.
So,
Well, then one nice thing is he had a lot of brake light going out.
oh yeah, yes, it's,
And a
it's
massive
very
area for
large.
backing up. You could light up a neighborhood with that.
Yes.
I do love the Nash emblem on the side of the car.
Yep. And the guard is actually an option too. That stainless steel shield around the gas cap there. So
Hang on, where's the gas cap?
it's here. It's right here.
All right, see, now you said it, I looked at it, and I still didn't know where it was.
You're the second guy today that was wondering where the gas cap is
So
on
that's
this
why
car.
there's only one emblem.
That's right.
There isn't one.
Because there isn't one on the other side to match it.
They put an emblem right on the gas cap.
But that's just cool. That looks like you would never guess that's a gas tank.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh man, that's awesome. Now, when you found the car, did it have the Continental kit, or is that okay?
Yeah, this
so
is
it
all,
did.
Yeah, this was all the way I got it.
How hard is it to get into the trunk then?
It's not bad. There's a lever that flips this forward or backwards. You flip that, and then you can get into
Just pop
the
the
trunk.
trunk. So that's boy, that is easy.
Yes.
They didn't make that hard at all. All right, so and looking at the gear selector, it's like someone took a bunch of numbers and then just squished them together. I mean, the neutral, 4, 2, 3 look like they're all the same position.
That's right. Yes.
You have to have good eyesight to know which one you're when you're in, or you just take a lucky guess.
Well, the neutral, is, and then there's 4 and 3, which is in the drive.
Okay.
So there's a drive.
Okay.
And they have 4 and 3rd gear. And then there's a low.
And
then the
then
reverse is way
just
to the
wait.
right.
That would be an easy one to find.
Right.
Do you ever shift it into what you think is 4 and you're in 3?
Sometimes.
Sometimes,
yes.
yeah. The numbers are just close together.
The only thing you really get confused on is the reverse, because most cars is before that. Drive is always farther over. So the
Reverse
reverse
would be all the way up.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to remember jumping from one car to the next where you're going.
Yes.
So, what's one of your favorite memories with this car?
Oh boy. Just the cruises that we do with it, me and my wife, and it's a very comfortable riding car.
Oh, I bet it is.
And we just did our spring tour this last weekend.
Okay.
And we did a hour and 20-minute cruise, and it's just
Purred right
best.
along.
Yeah. I led the cruise, and everybody just loved the cruise. We did a lot of the hills and curvy roads that we live on, and it was a great time.
Jim, thank you so much for taking your time to share this story of this car and your ownership of it. We sure appreciate it.
Thank you for interviewing me. I'm glad you did. Yeah.
We're glad we did too.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.